Let's see. Is this thing on? I have to use my phone. My microphone's not ever probably going to work with my computer again. I don't know if you can hear me. Oh, there we go. I think there's a delay, which is fine. I'm going to open up chat on my computer though, so I can see what humans are saying right in front of my face. Hello, there you all are. Um, so, what's up? What's crack-a-lackin'? There it is. Cool. Okay. Um, yeah, not the production quality I strive for in the world. You know, I like my high quality sound with my good mic. Letting it go. What's up? I almost put I almost turned chat off for this because I tried to pre-record something and within like almost 30 minutes my phone said you're running out of space, lady. So I thought about uploading it and then recording another half and blah blah blah, and then I thought just go live. Hello, hello, hello. What in tarnation? I see you all. So yeah, this is a full-blown Yaptology sesh slash possible dear journal slash public statement. um, and I'll just preface it. I'll start it like everybody starts these. I never thought I would have to do this video. Oh wait, what's the other one? I don't want to be doing this. Actually, I don't want, well, I do. I want to be doing this. I just didn't want to have to do it right now because I'm fucking busy with some other shit. But because my brain is wired the way it is, I am very much struggling to walk away from situations and just focus on other things. And my brain's like, going. And I've said like repeatedly 100 times, I'm done, I'm moving on, I'm not going to do this anymore. And then now here I am live. So here we go. I have a few notes. Mostly I just write really big print and go through a lot of, I waste paper that way. Okay, you know what? And that's why I have chat on. Anchored love. Woman, a whole community was ready to fight for you. Thank you for saying that. This is not about me defending myself or feeling a need to. Hello, Wesley. I don't know why you get the acknowledgement, and I haven't said hi to like anybody else. Um, I don't need defending, although I find joy in it and mostly a lot of humor. I do the same thing, which is why recently I made my extremely long, lengthy, in-depth, very detailed post on the YouTubes. It was because I felt protective of others. I had to get very real with why I was doing it. I felt frustrated and protective of others, which I've done before. I know you know this. A voice down under knows this. I don't know what happened either. I have no idea what's going on in a lot of ways, but I'm going to speak with that awareness. So, please use, because I wasn't going to have a free and open chat, please do not use this space today to shit on others or make a bunch of general shitty comments about other people. The reason I say that is because my intention with this is just to be really fucking real about some things. And even though it doesn't feel realistic, I'm still going to have the hope that it helps communication or helps people understand things better, regardless of if that's the outcome. So, in effort to remain in line with who the fuck I am, which is um, solidarity sister, let's try to use words that unify or put it in your journal, please. Okay. Entonces, so I'm pretty uncomfortable with this as well. I noticed I was like a little jittery before I hit live. Hi, Holly. I'm fine. Thank you for. I don't know why you thought my channel was gone. I meant to get back to you. I dropped the ball a lot, people, okay? It's not a reflection of you. It's 1000% a reflection of me. Which is why I'm doing this. So, the foundation of all of this is a general update because I have been meaning to for quite a while. And I suck sometimes at following up or follow through. I mean, it's 41 years on earth. It's still a struggle. It's something I work on. I'm not blind to my faults. A couple months ago, there were a lot of contributing factors, but a couple months ago, I was like, you know what? I need a little something different in my life because this last year has actually 10 to 20 could have been a lot easier for me. And how can I make things a little easier? What can I do to not live the way I live in a somewhat constant state of anxiety? So I made the decision to go back to school, institutionalized schooling, I'll say, with a California junior college. And I realized I had like just enough credits where I was like, you know what, I got enough through all the transcripts over the years of other college classes and other colleges. I'm like, you know, if I slap all that together and add a few of the classes I avoided, like the plague, like math, then I could just hyper focus on an area of study and like have some skills in the quote unquote real world, aka I do want to maybe I say, I do want to maybe. I would like to continue in some capacity legal something. I am a lawyer. I always was a highly qualified, unlicensed attorney at law. That's always been the case. I don't know if paralegal work is going to be my path, but I'm going to continue studying it because it's a foot in the door. And it was the case with Officer Houston Tipping of the LAPD and the lawyer that I discovered that was charging and, well, Tipping's mom and the lawyer Gage, Bradley Gage at law, attorney at law. Once I learned about his practice and his cases and how he goes after corruption and the LAPD, I was like, oh, I can dig it. I would love to help with that. But I don't have jack shit that would make me qualify. In fact, if anybody remembers, he had the position open for like a legal secretary, and I didn't follow up on it because I was without the skills, basically. So anyway, fast forward, rewind, left, right, up, down. That's where we're at. Oh, I was like, I'm gonna erase it. Okay, so that being said, my original plan months ago was to start in the summer, and I was going to take the summer like expedited classes and then just get in the flow for fall. But then I was looking at it and mapping it, and I was like, oh my God, I'm going to be in this institution forever. I'm never going to get a job. um, so, not in that field. So then I was like, can we hurry this up? So then I realized there were expedited classes I could start like a month ago, which I did. I just jumped in like days before I could, the classes. Actually, one I started like a day or two late. So I hopped in. They're expedited, so 2 months of a full semester, which is like double the work. And then also on top of it, the reason I always struggled in institutionalized learning in the past is because I have like massive learning differences. So reading and writing and things like that, which I may be a strong suit for me, it still takes me for mother effing ever to do. So now I have like double the workload times 2 or 3 because of my differences in processing. So I've literally been like working 7, 8 in the morning till like 10 o'clock at night most days with some breaks. It's been intense. So I haven't been on YouTube and I haven't checked in, and I know TMI, but that's why we call this Yaptology. My point is, I hadn't planned on doing this yet. I had every intention paving that sweet road to hell to go to Blue, go back to LA, finish up some shit I'd been working on, and stay on the YouTubes. That totally changed for me. My ass is being handed to me, period, end of. That being said, even this, just taking out the garbage stresses me out because I'm like, I don't have time. I have to get back to my shit. I am currently technically behind in classes. So this shit really is not like I'm at least aware enough to recognize that this is a distraction for me, but it turned into the more that which you resist persists. So the more I tried to stop thinking about certain things, the more my brain like fired up. So finally I was like, the only way I'm going to get my brain to shut the F up and get back to work is to go live. Plus I owe you all an update. Well, I don't know if you look at it that way. I do. 3 hours of study for each school unit. 9 school units is 27 hours of study. That's not expedited. That's in regular. So double that. We're looking at 27 times 2. Although I'm not taking 9 units. But anyway, I dropped a class because there's literally not enough time in the day. I do feel like maybe not an owing, but I do want to. Jerry, you're not the original. You're not turquoise. Watch your mouth, okay? Watch what you text here. I prefer the OG Jerry Kotz knots. No bullshit. I wanted to say that when I do go to Blue, so there's a break in my schedule twice in the next like 6 months or till the end of summer. I don't know what months that amounts to. I have the intention to make a quick trip down south, and for those that helped me before to get there, I will be getting there. I will not need anything from anybody when I do. Okay. I think that's like the general update. Okay, so actually, as y'all know, as I just went into elaborate detail about my brain differences, which I think are just like really at the forefront of my thoughts because it is hitting me so hard with being back in this type of learning remembering and having everything flood back like, oh yeah, god damn, this is, I forgot like why I hate school. I love learning, and it makes me sad when it's hard to learn because I do like learning things. Oh, thank you, Super Pup. Night, big, bright, and green. I see that. Thank you very much. Um, Writing, like I said, takes me a really long time. And sometimes because I am a yaptologist and I'm a verbal communicator, like primarily, or at least that's my strongest form of communication, when there are things that become misunderstandings or things that I think I could clarify much easier verbally or ask questions and have a back and forth that's more conducive to what I perceive as healthy communication, I'm going to try to do a verbal communication over a written. Um, However, and also, I did do the written post I did on the YouTubes. Now we're transferring to, switching over to current events. I did it kind of just to say, like, hey, somebody's talking about people, other people in Sacramento. Like, what's up with that? Clarify or communicate who you're talking about. But I got a little protective. Had it just been me, I probably wouldn't have addressed it. But I did. I don't know. I just found myself getting a little frustrated that other people were being dragged into it. Maybe also because somebody was upset with me and they were including other people in that. I still don't know. I'm not clear. But you know how I am about words and language. So even just something simple like somebody saying, and I have to be very clear, when ethics and engineering, when Henry said things like, I pleaded with you, like how many fucking times did I plead with you? I was like, man, you asked twice that I remember. If you consider that pleading, okay, I'm not going to take that from you. But I didn't perceive it that way. But also, who else did you plead with? Because he said he pleaded with other humans in Sacramento area. In my post, I was trying to clarify that I acknowledge that I recall twice being asked if I would, I think even it was like as a fill-in, like, would you go for me kind of a thing, or can you go do this thing? I can't. And I couldn't do it. I don't remember what was going on or why, but I remember not being able to. I do not have this, and these were communications and messages on the app, the Signal app, which I don't have anymore. And I don't know why, but I deleted the app. And when I got it back a few months ago or something, whenever it was, nothing was there. None of my people, none of my messages, nothing. It's blank. And I Googled, like, oh, do all your Signal messages get deleted when you remove the app or whatever? And the Google said, no, you have to like delete your whole account. And I'm like, I don't think I deleted the whole account. So I still to this day don't know where all my communications are with anybody. I can't get, if you messaged me there before, you're not going to be able to again. Well, I don't think so. I can't do it. They delete over time. Oh, well, everything's gone, like wiped. But even my little picture, my profile picture, or whatever it was, I don't know if it was a picture, but it's gone. Anyway, it looks like a ghost town in there. Looked, and I deleted the app again. I do not have access to old messages, but we don't need to show them because I'm agreeing with Henry in the regard that he did. I see it bright and orange. This is why super chats get addressed. Although I see all your things. Thank you. I appreciate you all. This is not to make money. Thank you. I appreciate just the chitty chatters. And nobody's talking shit. Thank you. Anyway, I agree. I am not lying or stating any sort of argument that I was not reached out to and asked about those specific messages or meetings in Sacramento. I don't remember any in LA being asked about those. I'm not saying it didn't happen. I just don't remember, and I don't have a way to go back and find out. He does, though. The only and I would say post the messages if you want, but I'm not arguing with you that you did ask. It was just in your language, Henry, that you, how many fucking times did I plead with you? And I was like, bro, simmer. Like, I wouldn't call it pleading, but also I wouldn't have cared. But you said you pleaded with other people in the Sacramento area. I was merely writing a post to ask you to clarify and state who, and then also clarify who you were calling an idiot, because you said, do they not go to those meetings because they agree with the sentiments of like Scott? And I'll tell you, they don't because they're idiots or whatever he said. So I was like, come on now, I just wanted clarification, really, because you said things publicly. So publicly, I said, can you clarify? I don't remember. I already forgot what the other part of the post was. Wait, okay, so in that, more questions were posed from Henry. Henry, if you watch this, you asked more questions, to which I repeatedly stated, once you answer my questions like I just did, because you asked me questions, I answered, then I asked questions, and then you asked more questions. So I'm waiting for you to answer the questions I asked, which I thought was going to be kind of like turned into a funny little thing where you, Henry, recognized that I know a little bit of how you operate and like to ask the same questions over and over again, like you did with like 86 and Bob Minton and everything. I thought eventually you were going to realize I was kind of just fucking with you a little bit, doing the same, and it was going to be funny. However, and also, the joy went away real fast when yesterday it was stated that, and I'm only going to speak about myself here because I cannot speak about other people. Darth Beaver, I saw that you have music now. I love it. I saw that there was another post made, and in the comments, unfortunately, I looked, because like I told you guys, I've been trying to walk away from this and let it be water on a duck's back, but something's just really gnawing at me. It was stated that that I had lied about a few things. So it was stated that I lied about, well, it was stated in that I lied about him pleading with me, and I kept saying, I'm not lying. You asked me. We just have a difference of opinion. Like, please, go read my post, please. I was like in painful detail, wrote it all out. But then it was stated that I lied about having special like access or privilege to information regarding CPS. It was stated that I lied about being asked to be on the board of the SAFE organization, or that I exaggerated that situation in a way that was not true. I think it was like that I had a false narrative. Stated that I lied about oh no, also that I blocked. It was stated like very factually that I blocked Chanel from something. He didn't specify. He didn't say my channel or my phone or whatever. But anyway, I know Voice Down Under says I hate being called a liar when I'm not. And I've really had to check myself and figure out why this bothers me so much. Because usually I can laugh, or like if a troll says something, I laugh, or somebody, whatever. It's like usually I can like either ignore it, walk away, or laugh. And I'm like, God, why does this bug me so much today or the last few days? But I think, and I've had to think about it a lot, and I'm sure I'll keep thinking about it because I can't seem to fucking let it go. But yes, mistruths or misinformation bothers the shit out of me generally, whether it's about me or anybody else. But I think maybe what bothers me is that, yeah, I think it's because if somebody doesn't like me or wants to say something about me, I'm like, just just don't like me for like real shit. Like, don't like my fucking personality or find my long, lengthy fucking yappy too annoying, or maybe you find me suspicious because you don't trust my personality or think I'm whatever. Fine, but to out and out blatantly say things as facts when they're not, as you're all very aware, is troublesome and bothersome to me, which is why I'm always a big advocate for citing your fucking sources. And I have called attention to that. Oh, that was weird. So many times. So I don't, I just, hold on. We got technical glitchy McGlitchers. So then I thought, well, in speaking about it for me, it would hopefully benefit others because it's being, other things are being said about other people. Now, if I know that something is not true being said about me, then I can't help but ponder if it's happening to the other people being spoken about. I don't know. And I'm not saying that people are intentionally lying or that there's intentional misinformation. I always try, oh, not always, but I effing do my best to work or operate with a belief that it's an accident or it's a miscommunication. Hi, Anne. Nice to see you. God, please, I almost want to turn off, I can't turn off super chat midstream. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, everybody, for being here, period. Equal. Everybody gets equal gratitude. My gratitude doesn't cost you a dime or a penny. And so we will clear up some of this best I can. Again, it's not to defend myself. It's like, no, I think, I think why I'm frustrated is these are not quote unquote trolls. These are not Scientologists. These are not people from my past that hate me. I don't know that I have those people in the world. I'm sure they're out there, but they don't make themselves be known. These are people that even like we don't have to like each other, but I respect the work they've done. And in solidarity, I've gone out of my way in some cases to not perpetuate certain stories or things that are being said or done. I've never participated in slanderous whatever. But more importantly, I'm like, whoa, where'd the solidarity go? And to say also that I blocked an fellow or whatever, another feminine, I don't know if we call it a fellow activist, just for the record to clarify to everybody, I have no activists or anti-Scientology people blocked at all, period. Even the ones that I've openly had situations with, like, well, which is just like one person. But nobody is blocked. In fact, the one time another streamer, activist, protester, whatever you want to call it, was blocked was the first time I ever went to LA, and I had like a sniper person helping, like like in the back end, remove really nasty comments, and they blocked somebody and told me about it. I think it was an accident, but I unblocked them and I emailed them directly. That was Matthew the King. And that was after the encampment when people were saying a bunch of shit about him, which I couldn't say yay or nay to. I wasn't there. Hi, August. Oh gosh. Thank you. So I've never blocked anybody doing the work, and I wouldn't. I do, even if I don't like someone or I don't think they're doing something the way I would do it. I've tried, not tried. I have not like judged I've not ever gone publicly and been like, oh, you're doing it wrong, or you fucking people, you know, or there was, except for Sassafras, who talked about cutting up the throat of a teenager. That's like literally the only person I can think of where I was like, no, no, I'm not associated. Hard no. um, Hi, everybody. Hi, Matt. Okay, so Matt is a great example. So I dropped the ball on shit. I told Matt, and Matt needs to hear. Matt, you might want to back up the stream when this is over. I ended up in school earlier than expected. Um, I had been working on a very extensive Excel spreadsheet for Matthew, getting together all of the false, what are they called? All of his content strikes or removals or whatever, all of his privacy complaints. And I was like, and I started putting together folders of like cases and legal jargon and all of the things that he could use in the future, because I knew I was going to be MIA, but all of the things that he could use in the future to counter these privacy strikes from Scientology on YouTube. And I was going to get all the numbers and enter it all in. He gave me all the emails eventually. And then I ran out of time and school started Monday, and I have ghosted, not really, but I haven't been able to even reach out to you, Matt, to be like, oh, guess what? I haven't looked at that spreadsheet since Sunday before school started. Oh, that's right. I'm sorry. Nappy. Okay. So I dropped the ball a lot, which is why I want to say, to clarify, I would never have blocked Chanel or another activist protester streamer from the channel. And I did go through and look at who was blocked just in case like a fat finger situation happened. And the names on the accounts are hilarious. I mean, I have Jerry fucking Nazi Cots in here. Why would I block her? Like, come on now. But the names on them, I can't, I feel like I said all this before because I already pre-recorded it. So if I'm repeating myself, sorry, but I am having to repeat myself. But I just feel like, see, there it is. But some of the names I can't even like repeat out loud publicly. Like the accounts I have blocked are very specific, shitty named accounts. A few that y'all would recognize maybe, but we won't get into that. Anyway, it's just not my jam, man. There's a lot of other shit. Okay, so I would never have done that, and I would have no reason to, because that I was aware of with my like la 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 land, I thought we were chill. And that's why I believe strongly there's been either a intentional or unintentional miscommunication or misinformation. So to clarify, I do not like talking about other people generally unless I think it's helpful or like to build them up, especially because I'm sexist as fuck and I like to build and strengthen relationships with women folk. And we've gone long enough on this earth having people try to tear us apart and turn against each other. And I work my ass off, even when I'm triggered or upset, to not do that and to counter it. So I really do, even if a bitch don't like me, I'm like, no, we're gonna figure this out. And we're gonna like each other, God damn it. Just kidding. But I just want people to get along because, again, societally speaking, I'm not cool with the institutionalized separate, like forcing us to turn on each other bullshit. And the matriarchy will save the day. So I didn't talk about this before because I didn't think it would help or add to anything. And now I feel called to share. I don't remember if it was my last trip to LA or one's way before it. I don't know. But at some point in the past, Chanel and I don't even call her that. I'm like, crazy love is love. And I chatted on the phone because we chatted on the phone every once in a while. And she asked if I wanted to help with the organization. And that I recall, it was to be on the board. I might have that wrong. There you go, religious bites. See, I want to know where that's coming from, but I'll tell you what I said. Thank you. I don't know who you are, but that's what I'm telling. That's what I want to do here. Oh, DOA said I was harassed. Okay, well, that's why I believe strongly that people should not believe everything they hear. But it's cool. I don't want to share and talk about it because again, I feel like she already had a lot of people talk about her and this situation. I wasn't on YouTube at the time. I went, I go like weeks or months, like totally MIA and don't go on YouTube at all. But I remember at some point hearing about it. It had already happened. I talked to, I think it was 3 individuals, but 2 that I know in particular, I told the situation happened. And I never talked about it publicly. Well, I never had a reason to. But again, like I said, I felt like there was a lot being said about her and the situation, or had been, and I didn't know what was going on. So I'm not going to just like jump in just to have something to say. And also, again, if I don't have all the information, I tend to keep my mouth shut. But to clarify, she asked if I wanted to participate on what I remember to be the board. I might be wrong. What I remember clearly was a firm and present, a clear and present fear of commitment. I am sure I said even specifically that, well, I'm not sure, but I feel strongly she would agree that I spoke of my fear of like calendar commitments. I remember also feeling not just hesitant to commit to anything because my life, was so like, I don't know what's going on. This last year's been a fucking shit show whirlwind of chaos. But I remember wanting to be part of the, like any public meetings that they had. And I remember feeling like that would be cool. And my recollection is that I generally speaking said like, I don't know. I'm like, not really, it's not really my jam to be on like anything formal, but also commitment. I have a fear of commitment, and but that I didn't know, and I would get back to her because I also was like, but maybe that would be cool. And then I went to LA, I think the next day or something like that, like right after, and a week went by. And when I'm in LA, I'm like streaming the whole time or eating or sleeping, and my phone's charging, and I only have one phone. So I didn't talk to her that whole week, and then I didn't talk. I know I see everybody with their little zippers. I appreciate the zippers. Keep them zippers zipped. Religious bites, I respect what you're saying, and I'm addressing it. So it's all good. You don't have to keep informing people. We get it. We get it. I don't know where she feels like I talked about her inviting me. I don't know where it came from. So we're going to stop because I haven't been able to speak with her directly and find out where she learned this info, but it wasn't from me. So there's that. But anyway, what is true and why I struggle to speak about this is because sometimes speaking the truth is, as we're all very aware, uncomfortable. And I don't mean to say this in a negative way or, well, I don't have to. There's nothing negative here. The thing about Chanel that I learned in that experience is the reason she gets shit done is because she's a persistent fucking patty and tenacious as fuck. That's the truth of it. And that's what I told the 2 people I talked about this with. I said, I felt a little guilty because I wasn't able to get on the phone with her quick enough. I didn't respond to her request fast enough at all, actually. I apologized to her for that in an email earlier. But I never would have said that she, whatever the language is, saying that I am spreading a false narrative. I wouldn't have done that. What I did was the facts, and those are the facts. The facts are, and she will say, I know she will agree. I mean, I don't think she's a pathological liar, so I think she will fucking say that it's true. She tried to get a hold of me that week I was in LA. I don't talk to my own family when I'm streaming down there. I don't do I don't. Then when I got back, I get distracted. I move on. That's why Matt's shit's not done. Hey, Voice Down Under knows this. I tried to reach out to the volunteer vultures people. I can't say I dropped the ball, but I haven't followed through on that yet. It's on my list. There's a lot of shit that I don't fucking do that I want to do, and it's not a reflection of the person or the thing. It's me and my inability to fucking focus on something and follow through. It's my inability to call people. I had to text Laura right before this because she texted me days ago, and I didn't respond to her because I fucking forgot. It's not because I don't want to. It's because my brain goes all over the place. And right now, I'm so focused on school that and I don't multi-project. I told this to Crazy Love is Love, actually. No, nobody tell Religious Bites to shut up. Please be kind. Religious Bites, I'm just telling you that I hear you and it's all good. And that's why I'm addressing this. I don't know where. I hear you say the source of the misinformation. I hear you. But until I hear it from, actually, to be honest, let's get very fucking real. I don't know if Crazy Love is Love thinks this. That's the fucking truth. I reached out to her. I hope she gets back to me. But with recent events and some other things, I feel strongly she actually believes this shit. So I was like, I'm going live with this. What up, Palabra? Yeah, you and me back in school. I don't know, unless you graduated. What I know to be true is that Henry thinks this is true. I don't know where he got his info because he won't fucking tell me. And when I reached out and emailed him and I said, something's rotten in Denmark, I think we need to talk because this feels like really weird. I said, I really want to verbally communicate, and I gave him my Google phone number. He wrote back and said, write out actually, I can quote it. He said, oh, please hold. It's here. He said, I should just pull up the fucking email. All right, here it is. When I said I would like to communicate verbally, because here, I'll read it. It's cool. Transparency matters. After a lot of bullshit on the internet, I emailed the guy because I was like, wow, this just got turned like to a whole other side of weird to me. And also like, there's like vague inaccuracies, and then there's out and out not truths at all. So I wrote at 2:38 p.m. today. Transparency report says. Wait a minute. Today is the 5th? Yeah, this was today. I wrote, Henry, written word may be making communications worse between us, in my opinion. I understand the positive aspects of things being documented, but request a phone call. This isn't about anything you said about me on your live stream the day prior, although I'm certain we could better understand each other if we spoke. I believe that to be true. Something you wrote in a comment is gnawing at me because it's so categorically untrue that I can't help but question how it came to be that you received this information or the intentions behind you receiving it. I want to believe it is a misunderstanding, but I honestly can't say I feel this way. Nope, I said, I honestly can't say I feel this is the case. I did feel like it was intentional. But by who or why or how, I don't know. But I'm also paranoid. You can decide that. I wrote to him. You can decide that. Then I wrote to him. I have a Google phone number. Would you please call me? And then I listed the Google phone number. And then I wrote, please don't share this number with anyone. Then I wrote, we may not see eye to eye on things. Hell, we don't even have to like one another, but I do believe you care about the truth, and I think you know I do too. I choose to believe you know at least this much about me. Feel free to record the call if you want documentation. I give my consent. I don't mind if you don't like me, don't agree with me, criticize me, or question me, etc. This isn't about that. This is about accurate information. In fact, it'll be easier for you to criticize or question me if you have more accurate information. I fear something is rotten in Denmark. Please call. Again, these things take me a lot longer than y'all would realize. Then he wrote back and said, write your statement out, period, thanks, period. And I was like, you sound like my professor that's making me write pages and pages and pages and pages. And I can't write anymore. I'm fucking losing my shit writing. Yeah, keep zipping it. Thank you so much. Oh, there, keep going. Hold on, please. If something's distracting me from speaking Yaptology, I'm never going to get through it, and we're going to be here all day. So I don't know what's going on. Religious Bites, do you have a new name, or are you new here? Because I don't remember your name. And I don't know if that's older. I don't know if this is all old or new. Are we zipping because of what? Yeah, okay. Zip. Put it in your journal, people. I can't see it if you address it. Name change. All right, well, just know that you've been heard. Let's just, everybody simmer the fuck down. Everybody. Okay, so then I was like, I short circuit because I'm like gonna cry, like as somebody asking me to write more, and it's taking me forever, and it's not, it doesn't help because I wrote a whole post that was like way too long with way too much information already, and I was stating like that events were remembered different. I don't remember events a certain way. Can I get specifics? Can I get clarification? And the response was, I'm glad we can agree on things. It was like, this is not, and that's the problem Henry and I have had from like close to date. Well, we've had that, I think, I don't know if he even realizes that, but that has been a problem in our verbal communication too, is that I joked with him a few times in LA, like, is this a Mars Venus thing? Like, what's happening? Is this like a neurodivergent versus like whatever brain he has? Like, what's happening here? Because it was like, I'd say blue and he'd be like, purple sky. And I'd be like, I was talking about water, blue water. And is it generational? Like, what is happening here? And it happened a lot. It happened a lot. And so honestly, it's one of the reasons I backed off from communication, because it's not his fault or mine. It's just we have such different styles of communicating. It's not productive or effective. And it's maddening a bit, to be honest. I do talk to text. I just don't have it on when I need to write like smart talk, you know, intelligent, cohesiveness. Oh, cohesive language. I tend to type it out. Okay, anyway. Continuing. This is not about me and Henry. He and I are whatever. It's fine. The point is, there's another woman out there that I have still have solidarity with, and I would like very much for her to know that what I talked about was that to two people. I know a third, I mentioned it, but I don't think I don't remember like even details. But two humans off the internet, I said it happened and that I was not able to be part of the dialogue, that it was pushed upon me or pressured, and that the tenacity and the persistence was why you get shit done. Like, I was very fucking frank about that. And I think that the facts are that you followed up with me trying to call when I couldn't take calls, and I didn't call back because I fucking suck at that. And I do remember, this happens to me a lot, where I'm like, oh, I don't want to be rude or text somebody. I want to talk to them in person, or have a real conversation. But then I don't call, and I should have just fucking texted. That's the story of my life. Talk to my friends and family. No, don't. Nobody fucking talk. I barely have friends left because I fucking forget to message them. And people take that shit personal. And it's hard for me because I do still struggle, and I know people think it's personal, and it's not. It's not. And it's not because I don't want to. So I want her to know, and that's why I don't want this to be a let's shit on anybody's stream. I want her to understand that I was very clear about that, and that I don't go around shitting on people or women in particular because I'm sexist. And I definitely don't go around saying things happened that didn't fucking happen. And feeling pressured, or I forget the language that that Henry used. That's an internal reaction to somebody's actions. I don't feel that from people because I don't perceive that ever. Even if somebody was like, hey, you should do it, you gotta try it, hey, pushy, I still wouldn't be like, I felt pressured. I would more respond with like, wow, they really are fucking pushy, or they want this shit. But I wouldn't feel that way because that's just not how I respond to other people. Usually I'm just distracted or not paying attention or don't know what's actually fucking going on, and I'm over here looking at one thing and this other thing happens. So I am trying to be very clear about that. Also, there was a fake Kelly floating around. So as we know, and they probably still linger and lurk and float and speak on my behalf, I don't know what shit they've been up to. In fact, I remember at one point dropping into Chanel's chat, Crazy Love is Love's chat, months ago, and her saying like, oh shit, we thought that was you, saying like fucked up things. I don't remember what the fuck. I feel like the fucked up stuff might have been even like homophobic or something. And I'm like, God damn, why would anybody think that about me? And then I'm like, oh yeah, because it's the internet. People don't actually fucking know me. Because that's life. People don't know me that well. So of course they might. Yep, that's right. Zip it. Don't you love being in my... Everybody just loves safe chat. It's safe. Actually, you don't have to zip it. It's just... Zip it if you truly can't find a nice way of saying what you want to say. Anyway, the truth of the matter is, by the time I got home and doing a bunch of stuff and was still in limbo trying to figure out what I wanted to do, I forgot, and I never got back to her. That's it. And then I went off comms. I've been watching a MI5 show, and I stopped being on YouTube, and then fast forward, I hear that there was a bunch of stuff going on with that. And then there was stuff going on with like Nance Drew's case, and the Chicago peoples, a bunch of stuff that I still to this day don't fucking know about or understand what happened. And that's okay. I can't even watch or pay attention to the shit I want to watch, let alone the shit I don't know about. Like Matt being live, I can barely get into his live streams and say hi to people. Voice Down Under, haven't been able to watch her shit. Miriam, haven't eat both Miriams. There's a lot of people I want to watch and pay attention to and get current with, and I haven't been able to. So there's no way in hell I'm going to be able to have a clue what's going on about things that I don't even know are going on. I know that makes a whole lot of sense. Okay, let's just take a breath. Full transparency, I responded to Henry. And I said, Henry, I get you. I really do. And I do, because he and I've had talks about that where he's like, don't call, email. You need it in documentation. And I'm like, I can't fucking email these people. I got to call them. Like, this is why we don't agree on it. We're just not going to see eye to eye on this. I'm a verbal communicator. I like to talk to people. I don't do well with constant, I do well with about one email a week. Yeah, we know religious bites respectfully. I get it. Is there a way that you can just simmer on the whole story now? I feel like everybody gets what happened. I get it now, but I'm addressing it. So can we quit fueling the flames of the chats? Because not everybody agrees, and that's okay. But can we just chill on the whole thing? Because I'd like to move on. If that's just groovy with everybody. What's going on? I don't get facts from chat. You must be new here. Chat's full of shit. So, and they know it. And they know I know they know I know. I am a go to the source type of person, any hoodle. So I wrote back to Henry after he asked me to, no, he didn't ask me. He told me, write your statement out. Thanks. Which again, miscommunication. I didn't have a statement. I wanted a conversation. This is why I do think it's generational. Because back in my day, we didn't have cell phones. We talked on the phone. That was my generation with really long cords and tried to wrap around the corner so the family couldn't hear. Everything but I understand documentation, which is why I was like, I consent, record this shit, transcript, I don't care. Oh yeah, the hit piece there. Yeah, I'm getting to that in just a moment. Yes. But also because of misunderstandings, because I have a lifetime on earth of speaking in a way and communicating in a particular way that has often been misunderstood, even in writing, which was clear when I did my post and the comment responded, glad we're basically on the same page. And I was like, nope, definitely that's not what I was writing. I've learned to talk because I can read the person and I can understand them better, and then I can alter or communicate in a way. I can alter my language in a way, or like my face. I need people to see how I speak sometimes so they know I'm not full of shit. And that's why I like to speak with people verbally, and I like doing video chat, because I can read what somebody's saying easier if I can see their face and their body language. That's humans. That's all of us. Okay. Anyway, so then I wrote back. This is a transparency report. Henry, I get you. I really do. I'm asking for a conversation because I need to verbalize for the sake of clear communication. I know you and I have differences in neurology. Please just call and record it if you seek documentation Transcribe the damn conversation if you want. I'm not trying to avoid being documented. I'm trying to have clear communication. I wrote a lot in my post and still feel misunderstood. So I don't feel like writing more is beneficial. I'm trying so hard to be transparent and clear. Can you call me? Question mark. I've not heard back. So I'm moving on because I'm fairly certain he is convinced that the things he said are true, that I lied about things. All right, so let's get into that. So the crazy love is love situation sucks because I did tell two people off camera, obviously, about that happening. I don't know if that's where Henry got the idea that I maybe said something about her being, what's the other words? It wasn't just pressured, it was like bullied and shit, like dramatic words. Like, why would I, come on, I wouldn't do that. But I did say that she tried to get a hold of me a lot, and I was just like so fucking busy and distracted, and then I fucking forgot, and she stopped, and that's that, and moving on. I'm sorry it happened. I fucked up. I should have responded to her sooner when I got back into town and told her I'm dicking around too long on making a decision, so I'm just gonna like rip the band-aid off and say no. So I fucked up on that. Any hoodle. Persistent Patty for sure, but the bitch gets shit done. I say that respectfully, bitch. That's like a term of endearment. So anyway, that's what sucks about this, is because she gets a lot of shit done. And there are personality or personal things that happen that I don't really want to get into or know about with other people's, but that I was aware of. That's that. We were both just two bitches trying to get shit done. I don't know how else to fucking say it. But I did reach out to her, and I did like try to text her with the number I thought I had, that I thought was hers. I don't know if it is. And then I emailed the email that's on her newer whatever YouTube channel. I don't have well, let's just get into the other thing real quick. I don't remember if I already said this. Did I already address the whole like miscommunication about me saying, I feel, God, first of all, I need to go to bed like yesterday. And second of all, I did pre-record some of this and my phone tapped out on me. They're live in 30 if you want to chat with them or have a conversation. How can I do that? I'm not going to do it in a chat. That's like the most detrimental to conversation I've ever seen. I can't, because them being live is irrelevant. If they don't want to talk to me, I can't force people to talk to me. I asked to speak to them, and thus far I've not heard back. I'll let them get a hold of me if they want to. I'm not going to push people to fucking talk to my ass. Whatever, the point is, with the other situation, I think it's just that there are things that I don't want to talk about in regards to the situation with the girls and family services. There is information and phone calls I've had that I'm not going to make public. I never once was trying to claim or assert that it was with CPS. Although, however, and also, there are intricacies within family services. And I know that world. So I'm not trying to assert that I have any special anything, and I'm not trying to have secrets. I'm trying to protect and respect the girls. I've said this. I don't want to fucking talk about them anymore because I find it disrespectful. I have information. It's not a smoking gun. It's not a lot. I'm not trying to act like that it's anything that other people couldn't have gotten. I never was saying that only I could, because that it's just me. I just was trying to, in the times that I have spoken about this, I was trying to be very clear that I don't want to talk about it, and I don't like it being talked about publicly because they are minors, they have access to the internet, and this is an ongoing situation, which I don't want to jeopardize being of use in the future about. For me, I would like to be helpful. So speaking about shit is not helpful. Moving on. But I was misunderstood because that was perceived as being a liar of privileged information or some shit. So that, again, miscommunication or something, but this is why the internet's crazy. You say one thing and people can take it however they want, but don't call me a liar just because maybe there's a misunderstanding. Which is why I said, let's just talk. Okay, and last but not least, in closing, the real zinger that really was like, this is, well, now we've moved from kind of funny to serious back to just, this is ridiculous and also hilarious to me. Yes, there have been insinuations that my being an actor, that I lied about being an actor. I lied about my past as an actor. I never talked about it, and clearly the insinuation is, and I believe the hashtag used was plant. Which is, again, I think just a funny because, first of all, what I was saying before, whether it was my pre-recorded or this, but I'm shocked it took this long for somebody to like make that claim online. The trolley accounts have been doing it the whole like year I've been on YouTube. They bring this shit up all the time. No, not all the time, but it's happened quite a few times. In case you haven't heard me say it before, I have a flair for the dramatics at times because I have a training in the theater. And I do have a history of being an actor. And I don't remember the last thing I ever actually acted in. It was probably like 15, 20 years ago. I don't know, but it was a long ass time ago. It's online, so I don't... And as I stated also to her, yeah, I know I talked about it. And I don't like talking a lot about it because the truth is my theater is great. I'm like really proud of the theater I've done in the past, but my film shit, I'm like, it's not like a source of like the most pride. Like at least with theater, you're talking about like community, like you're talking about social things or societal problems. You're talking about, it is activism. Like well, community theater for me, the plays that I did were political like statements or activism and just like bringing awareness and dialogue to the community. Not so much once you cross over to film. And it was actually in my inability to lock down and land a job that actually made me feel good about my soul and spirit in film that I stopped doing it because it didn't feel like it was helping humanity at all. Except for the one thing that I did, the short film Rachel, was a Dateline story. And my friend Chris wrote it from the true situation that happened. And I do have pride about that film a lot because I don't know, I really respected his work and his like ability to do things a certain way. And he just, I feel like he brought out like the best in me in that regard. And I'm going to cry because that fucker decided he didn't want to be on Earth anymore. So he's not on Earth with us anymore. And I want to punch him in the face, but I can't because he decided he was going to exit earlier than he should have. So fuck you. Anyway, but he was my friend. Okay. I forgot not to mention him on camera because I start crying. I forgot that asshole makes me cry every time. Ugh. But anyway, even that wasn't like a big compelling social piece that like, you know, but it did speak to humanity and like people being horrible pieces of shit that lie to try to like swindle people and make money. That's what that character is essentially about, and I just totally ruined the whole thing if anybody goes hunting for it and looks it up online. But anyway, so it's not really like something I talk about. And one of them was like borderline kind of racist, and I had to call it out publicly after the fact and be like, I'm so sorry, that was kind of fucked up to the natives that you used like a Mexican and didn't just find a local indigenous person. It's kind of racist. So anyway, moving on. What else? I think that's it. Oh yeah, I wish I was a plant. I texted Chanel that. I said I wish I was a plant sometimes, because being a human on Earth with other humans fucking sucks sometimes. And being a plant would be a lot easier. Human Earth shit is rough. Which is honestly, Chris, my friend Chris and I used to talk about that a lot. About how hard Earth was for some peoples, and being human was really hard for us. And that fucker took the easy way out. God. Okay. So that's that. So I don't like fucking people saying people are liars unless they have facts and want to cite their sources. It hurts my heart to see other people accused of things. Hurts my heart that another woman thinks that I had anything negative towards her, and that I do respect her and her work. And that I didn't speak about it because it was after the fact and I was trying to have respect and just do my shit. And it's just frustrating. And I don't know if she believes it, because nobody else fucking call me back, because apparently it's, I don't know. Is my second channel, I think so. It was called Get Your Life Together, which I haven't done anything on because I decided to enroll in school, and that was gonna probably be the ultimate way to get my life together. I haven't done shit since. Okay, this got like oddly emotional. I'm not, yeah, you're sorry people decided to bring me into it. Well, whatever. It's part of the game of being on the YouTubes. I don't care about that. I do care about, yeah, I think that's what bothers me. I'm weird. I'm like, bitch, I have your back. Solidarity, sister. Chicks before dicks and scooters. All right. I think that was it. Mostly, as most of you know, I try not to open my fucking mouth unless it's gonna like be helpful in some capacity or healing or unifying. And I got really frustrated and overwhelmed a while, when Aaron was talking about and openly trying to advocate, like help the prosecution. Essentially, that's my perception. In hate crimes, I was frustrated for the same reason I am now. It's not about the person. I get that you don't like them. I get that you would be happy with them in jail. But if we're doing solidarity and anti-Scientology, then at some point we have to shelf that and say, hold on, these motherfuckers do not get to bring about hate crime charges and get away with it. So for me personally, and if I don't like someone and Scientology shows up to do hate crimes against them, I'm either going to put that aside and stand in solidarity and speak out against it, or I'm going to shut my mouth and back off. But I'm not going to actively find ways to give information to the prosecution so they can like further their case. That's me. And when I, again, decided to not go public, I emailed privately a few key YouTube channel players stating as such, and stating my disappointment with recent decisions to, as I perceived it, join prosecution Moxon and Jennifer in court in prosecution of false hate crimes. For me, that's how I perceive it. And I had to even think, I'm like, now, what if there was somebody I really didn't like and Scientology was fucking doing this? I'm like, yeah, I would probably, I would just fucking be like, this is still bullshit. I don't like that person. I hope they have karma come to them, but I will forever and always hold true to the fact that Scientology cannot get away with false hate crimes. Like, no. So I emailed that, and I emailed my disappointment in recent decisions. And in response, and in trying to unify, I think people think I'm full of shit, which is fine. They can. There's a lot of people full of shit. It's easy to think that. But Aaron wrote back and said that he told me, he didn't say in my opinion, he stated as a fact that I was one of the biggest supporters of division in the community while pretending not to be. And I was like, you don't know me. Like, how, why? Why? Because I refuse to like talk poorly about other streamers, except for you. Anyway, it frustrated me because I was like, and to me, that's the problem. Like, people see it as division, and I'm actually like, which is fine, to each their own perception, but I'm over here like actually trying to say like, hey, let's fucking take a cult down. Oh God. Oh, I started a hippie gel deodorant. That, I shouldn't do that. The gel goes through. All right. But it smells like roses. Yeah, lots of zipped, lots of zipped. He told you to stop pretending to care about survivors. Yeah, I know, and it's just like, okay, that's your perception. I am not going to be able to change it. But it is discouraging, and it does get overwhelming. And voice down under. Why did you change? I'm really having trouble without the T. That when that happened to you, I spoke out about it, because I think it's really not okay for people to make up lies about other people. I really don't care if I like them or not. The lying is not okay. The stating things as fact when it's a goddamn fucking opinion drives me up the wall. I need to go to bed. Actually, I have like 18,000 hours of work to do by midnight last night. Voice down under. I think, yeah, it's T. Look at her little profile. And she's saying they're speaking in a way that I believe strongly is, yeah, that's what I thought. Allison Moyette. I don't know who that is. Scooter Goose. All right. Well, anyway, that's why I'm right. I wanted to update the masses. I wanted to just close this whole thing down in my brain so I could, because I'm selfish and I want to just get back to schoolwork. And an hour and 18 minutes for something I thought maybe I could do in 20 sounds about accurate. Any questions that I may or may not answer? Oh. I feel like my eye is starting to do this because I've been staring at the computer so long. Starting to just like constantly look like this. Peace, love, hope, dope, and solidarity. I know. T, it's not okay. It's frustrating, isn't it? To be part of the fake news. I will be back. I am. People helped me get to blue. I didn't get there. I went to school. I am going to blue. There are breaks, 2 of them. I will be going home and doing other shit, obviously. Yeah, there's a lot. And it's not just that. It is some family stuff. There's so much. My life's like so layered like an onion. So's everybody. But I have trouble communicating in a way that's clear. So it just sounds like... I did have to for my brain. I just could not let it go. And I just felt strongly I wanted to. I think it's because I was like, damn it, I can't talk to people directly. I have to just do this live and let it go. There was one other thing I'll say about solidarity. I did journal. Solidarity, at least within the context of like activism and, a united effort to end something or expose something, etc. I don't believe it's contingent, I guess I would say, upon or it's not reliant upon liking people. It's about respecting the work that others do. To me, that's solidarity. It's not about liking each other. It's just about respecting the work that's been done and needs to keep being done. Period. So that's where I'm at. Power to the pussy. Vaginas unite, etc., etc. Thank you to all the humans out there that do everything they do. And to those that don't do shit, thanks for being here. Because that's something. It's not shit. Yadira, Yadira. Good, I got to sing before I go. I'll be back at some point. Catch you all on the flip side. Peace, love, hope, and dope. Solidarity. Over and out. 10-4, Victor, Vector. Roger, Roger. Bye.